Spring Grove Lions getting ready for the sectionals in the first round of competition on Tuesday night, taking on Grand Meadow. Kody Moore, head coach of the Lions, joining us. You ended the regular season unbeaten with a 40-16 win over Mabel Canton last Wednesday night. What were your takeaways from that game, Coach?
Well, Darren, I was real pleased. To be real honest with you, I was real pleased with what we did up front. We averaged about 8 yards a rush, and then anytime I think you're able to do that with the ground game being efficient there, I think that's something where you got to make sure you mention those guys up front: Brandon Yankee, Tyson Moan, Sean Crouch, Emmett Engeldinger. I thought those guys did a tremendous job of not only in the run game, but we were fairly efficient in the pass game as well. And I think if you talk to Bryce, he was very comfortable back there throwing it. And anytime that you're able to give the amount of time that we gave him, I want to make sure we get mention those guys and let them know that they did a tremendous job. Outside of that as well, you look at the defensive side of the ball. We had a couple guys contribute in a big way that maybe haven't been mentioned as much this year. And Noah Hepner, he had, I think it was 5 tackles for loss that Lee had him down for. And Ricky Reynolds is another guy that had 10 tackles overall. So it was good to see production out of those guys. I was real impressed and pleased with their physical mindset and play and making plays on that side of the ball. Mabel's a very solid team. You saw in that third quarter there, Darren, where they put a drive together that took the whole third quarter just about. So they can be difficult to deal with. And so I was pleased with our guys' effort overall. Another guy I wanted to mention too, Silas Flatten. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground, and he's our senior running back, a guy that doesn't always get a lot of notoriety either, but I wanted to make sure to mention him, and he did a great job there on Wednesday night as well.
And you touched on the interior play. How much of it does get down to mindset?
Oh, it's huge. I think, in my opinion, mindset is everything. And football is an emotional game, a physical game. And so, we talk about down around the goal line, especially trying to have that mindset of blowing guys off the ball, winning that battle at the line of scrimmage, not settling for stalemates. And I thought our guys did a great job with that. And, it's a good sign here as we head into the section playoffs that we kind of have that side of things rolling pretty well.
And it was a unique situation in your section because you were undefeated. Leroy Ostrander, Lyle Pachilli was undefeated. So you didn't have a head-to-head competition between you two. For those that don't know, how does the sectional seating process go?
So, most sections seed by QRF. So that's kind of that computer ranking that factors in strength of schedule, scores, all those types of things. But our section, we seed by coaches vote. And so coaches go through and rank everybody outside of their own team, 1 through 7. And so that's the way that works. And so, off of that coaches vote, we earned the 2 seed. Leroy got the 1. And then Kingsland was at 3. So you look at those top 3, 4 teams. You can throw Houston and Southland in there too. It's a tough section, and you got to earn your way through no matter where you're seated. So, and right now, our main focus is Grand Meadow there for tomorrow night. So it's going to be a dog fight, that's for sure. This section always is. We always talk about how loaded it is, and this year is definitely no different, Darren.
And Grand Meadow going to be your opponent. You played them in week number 3, got a 32-0 victory against the Super Larks that week. How different of a football team are you since that point? How different is Grand Meadow?
Well, I think we've continued to develop our identity more so in what we like to do, what we like to hang our hat on. Early in the year, you're always trying to kind of figure things out. And I think you start to learn at what works well, what guys you really rely on and those types of things. And so I think obviously as the season goes on, your execution gets better. You clean up those things in terms of penalties and things like that. So I think we've made big strides in that aspect. Continuing to play physical football. I think you see that out of us. Grand Meadow, they're definitely to me they've improved a lot. They look more physical. You can just see the experience that some of their young guys have gotten in the trenches and the difference that makes. They are running a little bit of a different style as well, and we'll be ready for both. They were running straight T before, kind of that old school straight T where there's a lot of fakes and misdirections and that type of thing. And now it looks like they have a little bit more of a spread set maybe that they can go to as an option. So that if I had to look at one big difference in terms of X's and O's, that's a big difference that I see right now. And like I said, we'll be ready for both, and should be exciting to get things underway. So.
And I'd imagine part of the message this week, even though Grand Meadow's record doesn't jump out off the page at you, there's still Grand Meadow football, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Darren, is that the tradition that's there. It's a team that you cannot look past. There's too much tradition, too much pride. They're well coached by Josh Bain. It's a quality program. And so I'm expecting a battle, and our guys are gonna be locked in and ready to go.
All right, Coach. Here's hoping you can get a victory Tuesday night and move on to Saturday. Keep your kids healthy. We wish best of luck, and let's have another conversation later this week.
Thanks a lot, Darren. We appreciate what you do for high school football.
Kody Moore, head coach of the Spring Grove Lions, first round sectionals Tuesday night. It's Spring Grove and Grand Meadow.